Dearest Melissa, look how you've pulled through the year. On the outside, it felt as if there has been a stagnation in your life goals. However, is that really so? A quick glance on your tangible achievements this year may not reflect the growth and bloom that happened in your inner landscape. Come, let's have a look. Your year wasn't a trouble-free adventure as your New Year's resolutions hadn't planned. Through a number of unpleasant events, your self-doubt and second-guessing came to full display. With those, you've traversed the storm of disappointments, both at yourself and about your surroundings. You've drowned in the despair when your bridges weren't built and you find yourself fighting a battle where you were not given the instructions to. You reach out your hand, hoping for someone to pull you up to the surface, but you were faced with disbelief, and you kept struggling to keep yourself afloat. You've also walked through a hall of mirrors, and each reflection you saw yourself, and it reminds you of a different trauma that happened in the past. Each of the reflections gives you an echo, which forms a cacophony of discordant memories, pulling you back from showing your shine to the world. Eventually, your fighting spirit within ran out of its fire, burnt out. And even then, you kept looking and asking for someone to give you a match, but were met with splashes after splashes of cold water instead. One of the most important positive psychology skills you've acquired is that whenever you are discouraged or experience a negative thought, you ask yourself, is that true? And you present proof to yourself that proves otherwise. Or you could think, what is a more productive way to look at this? Thus, with these skills, when your inner demons whisper in your ear, nobody likes you here. You don't communicate with others well. You told yourself, that is not true. Because I have friends that confide their issues with me. I have colleagues that appreciate my skills and requested me to use my talents. I have friends that told me I inspired them to take up activities, and many more good memories. Do not let each of the demons whisper overshadow my rich history of interpersonal relationships. Thus, looking back at your litany of misfortunes this year, you flip to the other side of the same coin and view the adversities from a lens of compassion and growth, regretting the outcome of your self-doubt. You've taken up the quest to lean into your gut feeling, to trust your instincts, and to cultivate your self-love. You gave yourself permission to express your thoughts and guesses by worrying less about whether it would embarrass the other person. Because if you don't fight for yourself, who would? You've also learned to label certain responses as reactions to traumatic events. This is a big step forward, because by labeling certain chapters of your history as trauma, you then have a keyword to formulate remedies to strengthen the fortress of your inner heart. Now that we've talked about the downsides of your journey in 2024, it is also important to keep in mind that there were also some amazing views along the way. You've persuaded yourself to daring quests, such as the solo trip to Paris and Geneva. There, the beauty of arts and science fill your inner child's heart with awe and wonder. A wish your younger self made while starting French lessons on Duolingo. You've joined communities that share the same love of dance and gymnastics. The steps along the way was blessed with support and spells of encouragement for each other. One of the highlights was that you got to lose yourself to the beat of the sound on stage again. Being a lifelong learner that you are, you've also added new skills and knowledge to your repertoire. Your strengths are what builds your character. You are curious. You are a lifelong learner. You are creative, brave, and kind. While there are still uncountable skills to cultivate, do not forget the amazing person that you already are. you are also someone who strives to stand up for what is right. Even so, you did find yourself being a bystander when you are afraid at instances. However, identifying this problem is the first step to tackling it. And moving forward, you do have it in you to face these fears. As you go into 2025 with the wounds and scars from the past year, you also carry the spirit of compassion towards yourself, along with an updated armory of self-love to stand your ground. Despite all the stormy seas, something that can't be swayed within yourself is the resolve to still treat the world with kindness. And for that, I am proud of you. Happy New Year and enjoy the journey ahead. Love from yourself. Hi! So that is my little letter to myself 2024 going on to 2025. So why am I doing this? Why am I writing such a letter and put it up on the internet for everyone else to see? So there are two main reasons. The first one is that I would like to demonstrate what it is like to talk to yourself or talk to oneself in a more kind and compassionate manner. So the story behind this is based on a lot of events. So growing up from school to adult life, when there are things that didn't go as planned or where there are unfortunate events, I would first look into myself to see what did I contribute to the event? Why did it turn out this way? What am I lacking? So in one way, you could say that this is radical responsibility because you're looking to see how you could improve yourself. However, the other side of it is that I automatically put 100% of the blame on myself, and I put the other person or the other party on a pedestal, thinking that they're perfect, it's me. And I thought that it was pretty logical for the other party to not consider the factors, whereas on my end, I'm blaming myself for not considering a lot of factors as well. So what I had been doing all those years is that I have been internally saying that I don't deserve things, why am I so stupid, nobody likes me. And in such an age where self-help, self-love, positivity, they're all around us in books, in podcasts, in TikTok videos. One thing that shocked me that I found this year was that when I was scrolling through my phone, I realized that I had named one of my alarm clocks as "Wake up, you little shit." So what this demonstrates is that despite all the self-help books, podcasts, videos all around me, I am not actually applying them to my own life. So there's a quote that I saw from this book, Buy Yourself the Damn Flowers by Tamko. Here it says, "You can't expect to love yourself when you continue to punish yourself for the things you were shamed for by other people. For example, say you were rejected for being too shy, or you were punished for being outspoken, and you continue to treat yourself as if you deserve this." I was like, mind blown. So I felt that I resonated with that sentence, and I felt that I do need to have a big mental cleanup to be more kind to myself, because given in a society where people can put you down just so that they can feel better about themselves, or people intentionally make you feel bad so that they can elevate themselves, it is very important that I don't do that to myself as well, because eventually if shit hits the fan, who's going to stand up for me? Who's going to be on my side if not me? So me writing that letter to myself is some sort of journaling practice or therapeutic practice on how I should not blame myself for everything, especially things that I wasn't in a position to be aware of. So that letter is some sort of demonstration on how I am trying to shift my thoughts and be more kind to myself, so that I am standing on my side when no one else is. And the second reason is because I would like to improve how I communicate with others. Given that we are in an age where the internet is accessible to anyone, I can see a lot of Gen Z slang or Gen Alpha slang used on TikTok and on the internet. As I keep exposing myself to these type of social media posts, I am slowly forgetting how to express myself properly. I am not anti-internet slang, I actually do like to use them as well. However, they can be quite ambiguous in conveying a message. Say some of them can be quite straightforward, whereas some of them can be used sarcastically. And me writing a letter to myself is an effort for me to enhance my creative writing in English again, and making sure that I'm able to convey the message with words that I haven't used for a very long time as well. So that's pretty much why I wrote that letter. I hope that it has been at least in some form inspiring, or that you learned something. If you did stay until the end of the video, thank you very much. I appreciate you so much, and have a happy new year and be nice to yourself.